game, everyone. This is Rich Ramon, and you're listening to Still Toking With. Yeah.
Greetings, my friend. This is the brain of TV's Pinky in the Brain. Yes, and my human avatar, Maurice LaMarche.
Hi, it's Chris Poland, and you're listening to Still Toking With.
Hey, this is Eric Roland, voice of Kendo Rappa on My Hero Academia, and host of the Tough Love Podcast. You're listening to Still Toking With on the Dorkening Podcast Network.
My crew is ready to obtain the absolution, removing any doubt that we was ever fooling.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You are watching Still Toking With. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you as always. And Benjamin, how's it going?
Excellent, actually. I mean, there's a ton of people watching already. I just can't even believe that. But before we get started, I just want to say, hi, Barry. So, yeah, I'm actually really psyched about this show. We had the pleasure of meeting this young lady a few weeks back here in Mass. And I just happened to come around the corner and she was strumming away on her guitar. And I was blown away, completely just blown away. I dragged Jeff over there. I'm like, just listen. He's like, oh, yeah. So we'll get into that during the show, though. So
sounds good. Speaking of that, Jeffrey.
It's good to be back home. I got to sleep in my own bed last night. Thank God. 20 hours in a car with you, Ben. Oh my God. Really?
Hey, I got you home safe.
No, we had a lot of fun, actually. Your brother was sleeping in the back seat, so that was just kind of funny too, you know?
Right.
As much as I wanted to go to sleep, I figured the job as a co-pilot is to keep the driver alert and awake. You know?
And you did a good job of that.
Yes, I did.
Did you blow a horn in his ear every now and then?
Oh, no, I just gave him a hard time for yelling at people doing the things that he was doing at the same time.
Oh.
Like crossing the line, tailgating too close, get off my ass, I'm going to slam my brakes on, and then he does the same thing, you know? It's typical.
Yeah, but in my defense, it was heavy torrential downpours. You couldn't see 3 feet in front of the vehicle, and we were surrounded by trailer trucks.
No, I get that. Oh, yeah. No, a lot of it was white knuckle driving, and, you know, we've both done that before, so, you know, right. Nice job getting us there and back safely, I will say. So let's just get right into it. Let's bring in Sandy Netburn.
Hi. How's it going?
Fantastic. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm really excited.
You are?
I am.
I don't know why.
I'm learning so much about you guys already, and now I know I won't be getting in a car with either of you.
Well, that's actually a good thing, considering you're 15 years old. So,
right?
Okay, but yeah, that too, yeah.
But, welcome. I mean, like I said, we had the pleasure of meeting you not even a month and a half ago, here in Mass. And
are you in Massachusetts? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
now, are you from Massachusetts, Sandy?
No, I live in New York.
Oh, sorry.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't deserve that.
Now, in New York, when you say New York's a big place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
So, you know, are you like near the city or are you like in the woods?
Long Island.
Ah.
Oh, okay. So,
okay.
Yeah. That's,
I got a very good friend of mine that lives on Long Island.
It's me.
Now I have two.
Well, actually, three because of Barry. Barry's a good guy, too.
That's true. That's Dad. That's great. Hi, Dad.
Right? Yeah, so now I know 3 people on Long Island, you know?
That's great.
Wow. So I've only been there once, actually.
You should come back. Why?
No, I didn't like it.
Why not?
It's too long.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind.
They need a bridge.
Right, Leo.
From Connecticut.
They have a ferry.
That's true.
A ferry?
Yeah.
It's got wings. It flies you over. Yeah.
So
and then they also
Sandy,
have the ferry.
Sandy, I'm on the other side of the water. I'm on the Connecticut side, and we have we have the Long Island ferry. You know, it's heads right over. But yeah, Connecticut to Long Island, easy trip.
So I'm just going to start off questions right away here. What got you into ventriloquism?
Okay. All right. Hopefully, I'll be able to clear up some misconceptions as I tell you this, because there are a few. So, my dad showed me when I was really little Jeff Dunham, and I was so fascinated by what he was doing. And first I didn't believe it, but then he told me, yeah, it's real, it's true. And so I was so incredibly fascinated by it. And I would play around with it every now and again, but I didn't actually start doing it until I was 10. That's when I really started doing it. But it was Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. He
Yeah.
set a whole new standard to it.
He's incredible.
Yeah,
You actually
he kind
got
of
a
like.
chance to... Go ahead, Leo.
Oh no! I was gonna say like he totally blew up. Like I remember watching him on like VH1 or something like that. Then all of a sudden, you know, he's like everywhere.
Yeah.
He's selling out shows in Vegas. You know,
Is that big? Is that good?
So, oh yeah, that's amazing. That's like where you want to be as a ventriloquist. You want to be selling out shows in Vegas. So they pay the
Right.
most.
So, you know, I wanted to see Dunham when he was in Mass. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I couldn't afford the tickets. Too much money. So when you make it, please do me a favor and everybody else out there. Keep the ticket prices reasonable so people like me can come out and see you.
Or just say, hey, remember me? I interviewed you on... Is this one of your first actual interviews?
Yeah, I haven't done very many. Well, I mean, I've interviewed people. I do that a lot,
no.
but very few people have interviewed.
Okay, so
okay.
We'll reach out and we'll say, remember us? We interviewed you. Can we get a discount on the ticket sale?
Wouldn't it be cool for tickets to be at like a reasonable price? That would be awesome. I mean, as someone who likes going to concerts, yeah.
My very first concert, I paid $7.50 for my ticket.
Oh my God, what was the concert?
It was Bad Company in 1977.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was $7.50. I still have the ticket stub somewhere.
Were they good seats?
That's when you used to get real tickets and they tear the end off and you could collect the ticket stub.
Right.
Physical tickets. What a concept.
Right?
Dude,
you know, it's
it.
like with, you know, rotary phones and stuff that are attached with a cord.
Cord? Goodness, I can't imagine. That sounds ancient.
Right? So you're into my genre of music, which I find kind of intriguing. And I wanted to ask you, you know, how come the 60s, 70s, and 80s style of music is what you kind of lean towards for your performing?
Well, that's what's in my record cabinet, man. It's pretty much my parents. It's their fault. I've grown up on classic rock. So that's something, you know, it's very attractive to me because it's something that's it's been around me all my life. But it started out in the last few years with the Monkees and the Partridge Family, just watching those shows, and I loved the music. And then I just happened to get the greatest music teacher in the world who showed me some hard rock, and that's kind of where I just fell in love.
Hard rock. Okay, so that's your go-to, hard rock?
Yeah, it's my go-to for listening. I mean, I'm still working on the playing part, but you know.
Okay. All right. So do you listen to heavy metal as well?
Sometimes, some. More classic rock is more my genre.
More classic rock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, obvious question: who's your favorite band?
Oh my God! Oh, it's so hard. But I think I finally settled on one. I think it's Led Zeppelin.
Okay. Can't go wrong with that one.
No, oh my God, Page. He just blows my mind.
So, now falling in love with Led Zeppelin, did that have anything to do with performing on stage with Jeff Young from Megadeth?
Well, I loved Zeppelin before that. But that was God, that was the coolest, weirdest event. Here, why don't I start out with the story where I walked up to him and I told him, I just think you're a brilliant guitarist. You've been a huge influence on me. And he looked me up and down in my hippie clothes and said, yeah, you look like a big Megadeth fan. And I was kind of bummed out. He didn't believe me. And I tried to convince him. I said, no, I'm really a big fan. And then he finally came around and he gave me a hug and I went back and I just kind of figured, never gonna get to talk to him again. But he came over later and he was asking me some stuff about my playing the guitar and he asked me my favorite band. So I told him Zeppelin. And then he came around and he picked up the 12 string first and he started doing Over the Hills and Far Away. And then when he got to that part where they totally just kick into it, I started singing. And then my dad was taking a video and he looked over and he said, I think we've got a nice duo going. And then we just kind of hung for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, you did.
That's
you
really
actually
cool.
performed many times at the table with some AC/DC and other songs. And then you guys actually did a performance on stage the night of karaoke. And I think we actually have that video if you'd like us to play it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Leo, you want to bring that in, Leo?
Wow. Now there's a memory that'll last a lifetime.
You're not kidding. God, that was incredible. I'm really very new to performing, like, at all. It was less than a year ago that I went out on a stage for the first time, and it was a disaster the first time, but that was successful, and it was with someone I idolized. Now he's my buddy. And it was just God, it was the most incredible feeling.
Well, you did a very, very good job with it.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, I unfortunately couldn't hang out so I could actually see you perform that, but next time. I was only there for the day, so I missed it.
How dare you?
I know, it's sad. Why are you guys muting your mics?
Yeah, why are you muting? What's going on?
I'm getting a weird feedback somewhere.
Oh, no.
And I muted her. I thought I was
Julia?
going to sneeze. I'm not hearing your feedback now.
No.
Is it me?
No, I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything
It's all
at
on
all.
Ben. Well, we had to bring all of Ben's equipment down so we could go down to Georgia and live stream all the panels with the guests and everything. So he might have some settings that he's trying to adjust and figure back out. You know, because I know we were messing with it to get it as good as possible while we were on the road.
That's all good.
You know, which can be tricky. So, all right, so we deduced that it's Led Zeppelin. You said that. But what is your favorite Led Zeppelin song?
Oh, that's so...
Please do not say Stairway to Heaven. I will leave.
No, it's not my favorite. Where did Ben go?
He's rebooting.
That's okay. That's all right. I'm here to entertain in the meantime.
That's right.
Zeppelin song. It keeps changing, but right now I think it's In My Time of Dying.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that one.
Bronyar is really good too. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't actually know if I'm saying that right.
Now, when I was listening to you right there doing that performance, I don't know if you're familiar with them or if you've ever tried them, but I think you have a voice that can pull off Geddy Lee very, very well.
Oh my God! Do you really think so? I've never tried them.
I'm back.
Howdy, how's it going?
Good.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, I was getting some sort of double over in my headset, and it was actually coming from Switchboard, Leo.
Switchboard.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, Switchboard turned on the volume for some reason, so I had to bounce out and bounce back. Everything's good.
You don't need to leave Switchboard open, right?
Oh, right, I know.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all good. We're good. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. So can I finish my conversation? Yeah. So
no,
I think I think I can hear it in your voice. So I think you'd be able to pull that off very, very well. Okay.
I never thought of it. I've played some Rush stuff on the guitar, and I'm learning little different bits and pieces, but I've never tried to sing it. I never even thought of it.
Have you watched their live performance of a song called Resist? Look that one up because it's done all acoustic.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It's I've been following them sales ever since they came out. I've seen them, I don't know, a couple of dozen times. So that one particular song, when they came out on stage and sat down on their stools with their acoustics and belted that out, became my favorite Rush tune, believe it or not. So take that, give that a good listen, and I think you could pull that off like phenomenal. I really do.
Check it out.
You know, I don't know if you heard it, Ben, in her voice, that Geddy Lee sound.
Yeah, I was trying to place it, and now that you say that, yeah, absolutely. She can hit those highs and bring it down. I mean, yeah. Absolutely. Right.
You know, and that's like I said, it's the one and only time I've ever seen them perform something acoustically.
That's so cool. I'm going to have to see it.
They were just giving Neil a break on the drums is what they were doing. That's why they came out and did that. But,
yeah.
You know, it was very, very cool. And the song is very meaningful, too. So it fits right into, your style and what you're doing.
Oh, great. Awesome. Thank you so much.
So... Very good, very good. So obviously 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even the 90s to me was a long time ago. Do you keep up with current music as well?
Not really. I think my genre is rock and roll, and that's not really mainstream today. So I hear things in school. It's not really my kind of music, but that's okay. As long as people are making music, we're in good shape.
Okay. Well, I mean, when I first met Ben, I was in my 20s, and we've known each other a long time. And as we've gone through life, he's introduced me to certain bands that, newer ones. Some I liked, some I didn't. But for somebody of my age to actually like Linkin Park, for example, and Manowar, and bands like that. Basically, what I'm saying is that as you grow older and as you continue to listen to music, your focus is going to narrow as to what you like of the new stuff that's coming out. But don't disregard it, because there's a lot of good stuff there, and their influences are also back from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So you can hear a lot of that as well.
Right.
And by the way, Madness, nothing wrong with Nickelback.
There's nothing wrong with Nickelback. No, I actually like Nickelback.
Yeah.
I admit it, I actually like Nickelback. So.
Three Dog Night would be great. Yeah.
Three Dog Night.
With her voice. Yes.
Oh, and speaking of that, I just saw on the news today, I can't remember his name, but one of the members of the band passed away today.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the band, The Band.
No, I don't think I am.
You know?
Should I be? Should I?
You should be. They were from the 60s. They were very, very big.
Wow, I'm learning so much. You're adding so much to my musical vocabulary today.
They're called The Band, So, do you listen to any country?
Michael Nesmith.
Michael Nesmith, that's the Monkees.
No,
they're not even a real band.
you just lost a friend in Long Island.
Now you have two friends from Long Island. I am so those two statements. Oh,
Hey, I watched the interview at Northeast Comic-Con a month ago with Mickey up on stage, and he's the one that came out and said the Monkees are not really a band. The Monkees were a TV show.
It became a band, but that's not the angrier part of. I don't actually know what that means. What really hurt there is the fact that you just immediately associate Michael Nesmith with the Monkees. Don't you know the first national band?
Hey, no, I don't actually. Enlighten me. Enlighten me.
Listen to the first national band. I mean, what's more to say? Magnetic South. It's a great record. You should listen to it.
I will.
You're enlightened now. He's the lead singer. He's the writer. He's an incredible writer. Listen. Do. That's my advice.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
So that brings up a question. You just said listen to the record. Do you listen just to physical music, or do you also listen to streaming?
So here's what I do. I work in albums. I don't really work in songs. I don't know why. I feel like if you're gonna listen to something, you should go through the whole album. And there's a lot of records that you have to do that with. Like, you can't listen to one song off of Tommy or The Wall. So I listen to it on a streaming platform, and if I like it, then I get it in vinyl. It's a lot less expensive when you listen to it online first.
Right.
Now, do you feel as like I do that in most cases the hits that come off of an album aren't necessarily the best songs on it?
Yeah, I think you're very right. I think the fact that a lot of radio stations only play the hits It's very sad. Like REO Speedwagon. You know the album High Infidelity?
Oh yeah.
There's so many songs on there that didn't make it, or maybe they did, but they're not on the radio currently. And every now and again, I'm like, I wanna hear that on there. Like Tough Guys, that's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I don't think that was on the radio. I don't think. I mean, it's not now.
Back in my day, it was.
Was it really? Oh my God, was that a hit?
Yeah, I remember hearing that back in my day.
That's so great. Oh my gosh. Man, I wish I could hear the radio back then.
Well, that's when we used to take cassette tapes and record the music off the radio because that's all we could afford to do.
That's what Dad said.
Well, that's all we had.
That's all we had.
It was the only way to do it. You would be like, oh my God, they're going to play that song in the next 30 minutes. So you wouldn't leave the radio. And you would wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And you'd always miss the beginning.
Why would you ever leave the radio? There's no reason to leave the radio. There's no reason.
Well,
No.
Well, they
True.
play
I mean,
last
but now-
because they want you to listen to everything else.
Right. Now you can just hit
I
the
think it's
streaming,
funny.
Pandora, and walk away, and they play all kinds of really good stuff.
I think it's funny how things go full circle because back in the day, I would collect my records and, I've got, I don't know how many records. They're all up in my attic right now. But then they came out with the CDs. So, of course, me being me, I had to go out and get all the CDs for every record that I have.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And it was just, I think it's a scam to get people just to spend money that they don't need to spend because it was unnecessary. And full circle comes around now, I can buy a record player and hook it up to my computer so that I can listen to my records because for a long time, you couldn't even do that. I couldn't even find a turntable anywhere when mine broke.
That's horrible.
There was a period of time where, no, it's only CD only. And now I go into Newberry Comics and now they're back to vinyl again.
That's great. They're going back. It's like they finally know.
They finally figured it out, right?
Yeah. They got on board.
Well, the cool thing about vinyl, and we used to sit and put on the record and the album with the album cover, and some of them would have stories on the inside. You could follow the lyrics and all of that kind of stuff. And today's world with today's music, some of the lyrics that I read, I'm glad they don't do that anymore.
Right.
To be honest with you. So, what's next?
Coming? Yeah, I was just gonna say, what's coming up for Sandy?
What's coming up?
Yeah, like, are you working on more music? Are you thinking about doing originals? Are you going to more conventions? I mean, other than school, because school started.
No, that's not nice. Why would you say that? Well, I'd love to do more conventions. If anybody asks, just putting that out there. I'm just doing the same stuff I always do. Just putting out videos and music and puppet stuff. Oh, I shouldn't call them puppets. They don't like that very much.
Sounds like Bill now.
Just doing what I always do.
So if you don't call them
Go ahead, Ben.
What was the question?
If you don't call them puppets, what do you call them?
We just try to tiptoe around that in front of them. We can call them anything we want when they're not there.
True. So we work actually very closely with a gentleman by the name of Bill Diamond, who's also out of New York. He's up in Cornwall on
Hudson Valley.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hudson Valley.
He's in Hudson Valley. Yeah.
So just after the show, Google Bill Diamond, but he has been he's considered the great American puppeteer.
Oh, okay.
He worked with Jim Henson on Sesame Street, The Muppets, Little Shop of Horrors, Dark Crystal. And we actually just got back to Georgia.
Name it.
Yeah, we were just in Georgia with him. He's a good friend of ours, but he calls them fabricated Americans.
Oh my God, he is brilliant. Then they won't get upset.
Right.
Right.
So I see you keep looking over. Does that mean that you have one sitting right there somewhere?
Oh no, I don't know why. I wasn't particularly looking anywhere. I mean,
I thought maybe you had one of them hiding off screen or something.
No, you know what? I hadn't even thought of it.
Well, you have what, 20 of them or something? A little over 20?
Something like that. You know, I spent a lot of time learning to make them, so I have a lot of poorly built ones. And sometimes, you know how kids are, they want puppets, and then they suddenly outgrow them. So then I inherited some from kids who no longer wanted them. So it's built up to quite a collection.
Wow. Now, how many different voices do you have for your puppets?
It depends upon my day.
Fair enough.
You know, I'm still learning to build my voices and make them distinctive. There are 5 characters that I use mainly, but the other ones get a lot of use because my brothers and I, well, we haven't done it as much lately because I've been focusing a lot on more musical stuff. But we would make videos. Do you know? This is so ridiculous. Do you know the show Prison Break?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay, good. So I was a really big fan of that show. I still am. It's really great. And I got in touch with a lot of the cast online. So we took all the puppets and we made this like hour-and-a-half parody on the whole thing where I used every one of the dolls that I have. So yeah, that's where they got their use.
Okay. Now you also play the violin, correct?
Yeah, I play a little violin. I don't play it as much now because I mean I have guitars. Why would I pick up the violin? But I started that when I was around 10. But you know, I pick it up every now and again.
Okay.
Fair
So
enough.
are you planning on doing some recording? Are you doing recording?
I'm
gonna
learning
put something together?
some more of that from home now. So I mean, you know, I'm just playing with it at the moment. But it's
Okay.
fun.
You're writing songs. You're writing your own songs.
Yeah, I'm starting to do that too. I didn't know I could do that until recently. Isn't that cool?
That is actually really cool. But
Here.
I will say, you can do anything you want to do if you just put your mind to it. As you can see.
Well, you know, I think, you know, and anybody can. I mean, if you love something enough and you work hard enough at it, you can do just about anything.
Carrie was asking, do you post your music on YouTube?
Like original stuff? What do you think this person means?
Maybe original.
Probably just performances.
Yeah,
maybe originals. Maybe covers.
So,
Okay, so I've had a couple of original songs that I put up on YouTube. I put a lot of the covers that I do on YouTube, but mainly I use Facebook and occasionally Instagram. But it's just about everywhere.
right. And where can they see that, Leo?
Well, if you check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. So that Prison Break, is that available online for people to watch?
Yeah, I think that's on Instagram. Yeah, you should be able to see that on there. It's down a bit,
Right.
but I'll put it back up.
Yeah, I actually was flipping through a lot of your YouTube stuff earlier. You know, just kind of refreshing my memory and trying to find questions. And I was like, so my favorite video I think I found on your YouTube page was you and your whole family eating cookies.
Oh, isn't that the greatest video? Yeah, so my friend Audrey Dunham, she also happens to be the wife of Jeff Dunham. She was I did a whole interview with her, which by the way, I do interviews with puppets for those of you who don't know. I did a whole interview with her because she creates recipes, vegan recipes and all that, and she has a cookie line called Peanuts Bake Shop, and she just she sent me a bunch of her cookie mixes so I could, you know, bake them and all that. So my brother and I spent the day baking all of them, and then we all got to try them, and they were incredible. Wasn't it so much fun though? That was so fun.
It was actually a really cool video. I was like,
fun.
wow, you know,
I'm glad you dug it.
I totally dug it, you know. So for those of you that don't know, Sandy does have her own podcast out there. It's actually a broadcast / podcast similar to this on her YouTube channel, which is in the show notes up above or down below. But tell us a little bit about that. What got you started in that?
Oh, what got me started? Okay, this is a really funny story. So I had a teacher I don't remember what started the conversation, but she let me know that I was not a ventriloquist. I was not a musician in any way, and I didn't know the people that I claimed to know or speak with. And she told me that I should prove it if I knew, like, I became friendly with Danny Bonaducci and Ricky Siegel, and these are some of my heroes. And she just totally didn't buy it. And one day she said, you know what you should do? You should go online, you should interview them, you should tell everybody in the world that you know these people. And I thought, wait, this is a great idea. I would love to interview these people. And then I started reaching out, and it turned out that people were interested in being interviewed by a ventriloquist. So then it just kept going.
Right. That's cool. How long have you been doing that?
A little over a year, I think. I think so. I think that's right. We'll go with that.
Okay. That's...
yeah.
Who would you like to be able to perform with?
Perform with? Gosh.
Yes.
Just like of anybody in the whole world, or somebody I actually have a shot of like performing with?
No, anybody. There's no... When you don't get that thought right out of your head. Don't think if I have a shot with this person, because you get a shot with anybody.
Right.
Oh gosh.
All you have to do is ask.
That is such a hard question. Well, I'm hoping to do more with Jeff Young. I hope that works out because he's just about the greatest ever. But God, that's so difficult. If I can meet anybody from Styx, gosh, could you imagine what it would be like to perform with any of them? Like Tommy Shaw? God, that would be so cool.
Have you ever seen them?
Yeah, I just saw them for the first time last year. Oh my gosh, it was incredible. They sound just like they do on the records.
Yep.
Right? They absolutely do.
I was going to concerts in the 80s seeing those guys.
Really?
Yep.
What was that like? Oh my gosh, tell me all about it.
Oh, it was mind-boggling, It was absolutely mind-boggling. Styx with REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, that's the way I just saw them.
Yep. And they're still doing it. Yep.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Jeff took me to my first show ever, and that was the Moody Blues.
Oh my gosh. What was that like? Tell me.
It was actually amazing. It was amazing. And we have a little venue here. No, I don't.
The Fix.
The Fix. That's right. I couldn't place it, but yes, it was the Fix. But we have a little venue here I live in Plymouth, Mass, where the Pilgrims landed. She's like, huh? The what?
Yeah, we saw.
It sounds like something I read out of a book. Only part of it.
Yeah, we saw Styx there. We saw Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Who else? Tell me.
We just saw Blue Oyster Cult there.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
What was that like?
Blue Oyster Cult, actually, they did something. I mean, I've been following that band for decades. But they came out, and it was the keyboardist. I can't remember his name. He came out and grabbed a guitar. And the two of them wailed like I have never heard anybody do before.
Yeah, it was
absolutely mind-boggling, and they went on for like 10 minutes, just two 6-strings. It was incredible.
It sounds incredible. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
it was pretty wild.
I think it's funny that I'm talking to a 15-year-old about the music I grew up with.
I think it's great.
Right. Well, and that's what you were saying earlier. It was your parents' influence in music, and I got to say, Barry, you guys have amazing taste in music.
Yeah, right.
We know Dad's watching.
Right. With my parents, it was Frank Sinatra, the Bee Gees,
The Bee Gees.
That kind of stuff. The Bee Gees are all right, but that was the music my parents listened to. So. When I came home with a Bad Company record and put that on, they weren't too happy.
Oh,
my mom keeps on bringing up you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
What?
Yeah.
My parents were well, my mom's still around, but yeah, definitely older music, and one of our favorites is "He Can't Roller Skate in a Buffalo Herd."
I'm sure you know what that means, and as long as you do, I think we're good.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
It was Roger Miller.
Roger Miller. Okay, well that's like 50s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now I grew up listening. My father was more of a country. It was like Johnny Cash and Kenny Rogers and Alabama. So I kind of had
that stuff's all right. The Outlaws.
Well, some of it.
Yeah, some of it. The Outlaws, Southern Rock. That Southern Rock, Leonard Skinner, and all that stuff.
Oh, Leonard Skinner. Yes. Eagles. Yes.
Yep, the Eagles.
I love them. Oh my gosh, their harmonies are unmatched.
Yeah, Tammy Wynette days. Yep. Wow. But like I said, you got to you not keep up, but you at least have to stay in tuned to the newer stuff as well, because
I've heard it and I understand, and I'm sure that someday I'm gonna find something newer that I enjoy. But at the moment, I just haven't found anything that just totally grabs me by the heart. But I'm sure it'll happen.
Right. No, and you're doing it right, because I'm very, very, and Ben will attest to it. I'm very, very particular about the music that I listen to. You know what I mean? When I first heard Appetite for Destruction, for example, I hated it. But a couple of months later, it started to kind of grow on me. I really had no choice, because that's all my tenants played anyway. So that's all I was hearing through the floors. You know what I mean? But there, now it's classic stuff. So it's not easy as you age to keep up with all the new stuff that's coming out. But you don't want to, at least for me, I don't want to get stuck in what I grew up listening to by itself and kind of ignore everything else, because that's not going to help me understand, advance, and be able to communicate with youngsters like yourself.
Why not? We're communicating just fine.
Right? Well, my problem is I don't have any kids, so I don't have that influence in my life.
Well, then I'm definitely
not like Ben does.
Yeah, I have kids,
Danny,
but I don't listen. I don't listen to the music they listen to.
I don't listen.
But you get introduced to it.
Well, yeah, and I tell them, "Can you please turn that crap off?" And I think that was the same thing my parents used to say to me.
Well, exactly.
What are you listening to? Can you turn that crap off? See, she doesn't have to deal with that, because they've got amazing music.
Right? I'm very lucky.
Are you working on any new cover songs?
Oh, I'm always working on something. I mean, there's not a day that goes by where I don't know. I try to pick something up. So I'm working on a lot.
Have you mastered any new ones?
What was that?
Have you mastered any newer ones?
Oh, not lately. No, I've just been I spent so much time for that the convention we met at, practicing just like 20 songs that I just wanted to have down and memorized. So I wasn't learning as much. So I'm trying to take some more time now. I know it's still a month and a half later, but I'm trying to learn a ton of new stuff now so I can get those down.
Now, at that same event, you also had the opportunity to play guitar for Cherie Curry.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. That I watched that video earlier today.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah, of course I liked it.
Cherie's actually really cool. We got to interview her down in Georgia as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she performed on Saturday night, too.
Oh, did she? Oh, that's so cool. She's awesome. That was also crazy. Oh, my gosh. That was a crazy day. I got to perform with Cherie Curry and Jeff Young just hours apart. That was so cool.
Yeah, we could tell you were having
memories
fun.
that'll last a lifetime. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear that at all. I'm so sorry.
When you going to perform with Dunham?
Oh yeah. I don't know. You should ask him about that.
Well, you're friends with the wife. You got the connections, not me.
I would never do that. I love Audrey because I love Audrey. She's a fantastic woman in what she does.
Very good.
Well,
Okay, so
like Jeff said, doesn't hurt to ask, and it's all about connections. You don't need to damage a connection or a reputation by asking. It's when the right time comes along, it will come along. But it's all about networking.
Right. We learned that a long time ago. Don't
is.
ever be afraid to ask, because the worst that's going to happen is somebody will say no.
Right, but you also have to find the right connection. I feel like I'm so close with so many people. I wouldn't even want to risk breaking a friendship over making a connection. So I try to do those things with agents and PR.
Well, my age tells me that if you're asking a close friend a question and it interferes in the relationship, then it wasn't a good relationship to begin with.
Right.
Because you should be able to be open.
I suppose there's a lot of people that go out and try to take advantage of you immediately. I can't tell you how many people I have met who just straight off the bat ask me for something. It's like, you've known me for 5 minutes and you already want something. So I don't ever want to come off like that.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. But when what we mean by that is you've got to put yourself out there. If somebody gets upset because you ask something, I mean, it depends on the question too.
True that.
You know what I mean?
True that.
We went up to very famous artists and asked if they would do the cover of our comic book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They said yes. They could have said no. It's not gonna hurt the relationship. I mean, there wasn't even a relationship there at that point yet, actually.
Right. But I mean,
the relationship formed afterwards.
Right.
We've built a lot of we've built a lot of relationships with a lot of famous people that have famous friends, and I won't think twice to be like, oh, hey, I'm looking for a guest in September that would actually really fit here. You have somebody that you would recommend, and 9 times out of 10, they'll go, oh, hey, I know so-and-so. Let's get them on the show.
Right.
And you go, okay, great. And then I've had other people go, well, they're kind of quirky, and it's like, okay, I'm cool with that. So like Jeff said, you can't be afraid to, like you walked up to Jeff Young, and look what happened.
Yeah,
odds are 9 times out of 10, that's the response you'll get. There's always that one, we got to keep this PG-13, not so nice person. And then that's when you just kind of walk away and you go, wow, what a,
a lot of people will say it'll happen if it's meant to be. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Right.
I look at it a little different, that it's not gonna be if you don't go for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's a hard concept for a lot of people to understand, because egos can get in the way, self-consciousness can get in the way, shyness can get in the way. I mean, I'm guilty of that. Ben's got more photos with giving comics to famous celebrity people than I do, because I'm not the one to walk up to them. I'm more shy, you know what I mean? And Ben knows that,
Yeah. And I'm
better after the ice is broken.
Right. And I'm the guy that goes up there and punches through the ice. Literally.
You know what I mean? So,
but
anyway, all of that is just about, don't ever be afraid to ask. You know what I mean? You want to do something, you want to get somewhere, you want to play with somebody, you want to perform with somebody, you want to perform somewhere. Just reach out, because like I said, the worst that they can say is, nah.
Right, definitely.
Well, okay, next.
Right.
So
how did you get to perform with Cherie?
She came to me.
See, she asked. She came and asked.
I know.
I'll bet you if you walked up to her before she came to you, she would have been flattered and said yes, absolutely, definitely. So.
Maybe.
Oh no, guarantee it.
Right.
Guarantee it. You'll always find those other people that, who are you? Why would I want to? You know what I mean? But that's their problem. That's their ego. That's their thinking they're above you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got to get it in your head that there's nobody up here. Everybody's on the same playing field, in my opinion. Everybody.
Absolutely.
I don't care who you are.
Right. And we got a ton of people watching. There's a ton of comments in the chat. It's just, you're getting fans left and right over here.
Wow, I'm so lucky.
This is great. Dawn said that she's a fangirl and she's old enough to be your mom. I love it.
Well,
I love it.
So, the time's getting tight, but I see you have 2 guitars sitting behind you. Would you please pick one up and play something?
If you insist. Sure, why not? All right, let's see if you guys can hear this, because I know there are some, I don't know. I know there are some things like Zoom that don't allow the sound, but...
Oh, we can hear it perfectly.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Living easy, living free. Season ticket on a one-way ride. Asking nothing, leave me be. Taking everything in my stride. Don't need reason, don't need rhyme. Ain't nothing that I'd rather do. Going down, party time. My friends are gonna be there soon. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. No stop signs, speed limit. Nobody's gonna slow me down. Like a wheel, gonna spin it. Nobody's gonna mess me around. Hey, Satan, paying my dues. Laying in a rocking bed. Ain't my back, look at me. I'm on the way to the promised land. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. Don't stop me. I'm on the highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. Highway to hell. And I'm going down all the way on the highway to hell. Thank you. That was so
Very
awesome.
good. Very good.
Wow.
Okay, so here's my next question. Watching you play, I fiddle around on the guitar myself a little bit. I want to see in a couple of years how you're going to play the guitar and have a puppet sing with you at the same time.
I feel like someone said this to me before. Was it you? I can't remember who said this to me.
It might have been.
I can do the ventriloquist thing and play. I can sing with my mouth shut and play. I don't sing as well with my mouth shut, but I can. It's just getting the puppet to work. That's where I'm having some trouble. I can do it on video because I can just green screen in the puppet and still do the ventriloquism live, but I cannot figure out how to get the puppet to talk on its own.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult.
So that's what you have to solve.
That's what I have to invent.
Yes.
A solution.
Locking
so that
down
you can play and puppet.
Wouldn't that be
locking
so
down
cool?
the notes on the guitar. who does that. Eric Clemenzi does that.
Yes.
He's the road guitarist with Extreme, the band Extreme. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They were more late 90s. They're from Mass. They had a couple of great albums that came out, but when we saw him and his son play, he locked down the strings and he was playing one guitar with one hand and another with another hand. It was insane.
That is so cool.
So locking nuts.
Yeah,
in
look,
strings,
you can look them
lock
up.
the notes
Yep.
down. Yeah.
Right. The Clemenzi
And then you could actually
Crusaders.
sing. Yeah, you could sing with your fabricated American
Here's
and
my
play the guitar at the
Oh, that's so funny.
So
wow.
Wow, what a ton of comments.
Yeah, look at these people. What? This is so cool.
Goosebumps, bravo, awesome. Where's the applause track, Leo?
Yeah, Leo.
Yeah, Leo.
Sorry.
You know, we got that wah track for Jeff when he does something, but have the puppet play.
Yeah, I didn't get any of those tonight.
Well,
Congratulations.
I don't have the mixer anymore.
Oh,
Well, I
Where's the
have the
mixer?
mixer. It's in the garage.
Why?
So, well,
Oh, you setting up a band?
No.
Oh, that's right. So you just came back from Terrificon.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you were doing your thing as well as we were doing our thing.
Yep.
Yes, this network does a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we're getting close on time, folks. We're gonna have to let this amazing young lady go, and yeah, get some questions if you want to get them in. We got a couple of minutes.
You got a couple of minutes, people.
That's right. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go to her YouTube channel, subscribe. What was that?
Or Instagram, Facebook. Facebook's great.
Facebook. You can go to her Facebook.
He was so mesmerized, right?
He's like, hey, wait, somebody's playing a song I actually know.
Now, are there any other instruments that you play besides the guitar and the violin?
I play around on everything. So, I can play a few songs on the piano. I really love the drums. I can't play them, but I understand a backbeat, so I can do that. And I'm dying to play the bass. Oh, I want it so much. It's almost painful. Once again, I have the greatest music teacher in the world who taught me so much about using my ear, and I've been able to apply so much of just what I could hear to just about any instrument. I'm very lucky.
So
Wouldn't that hurt?
Because now that you've mentioned that you have the greatest music,
Jeff got it.
what? I was talking.
I said, wouldn't that hurt using your ear to play the guitar?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
What I was going to say is she's mentioned that she has an amazing music teacher multiple times. So why don't you go ahead and give your music teacher a plug?
Sure, why not? He's the greatest. His name is Christian Nesmith. I think they have a website. Oh my God, this is really bad. I should know that, right? So him and his wife, Cersei Link, they're two incredible artists. I was a fan before he started teaching me, and he's just a great guy, and they're both just incredible. I think it's CerseiLink.com. I think that's their site. So everybody should listen, absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. We get the shameless plugs once in a while. So
That's great.
With that being said, wow, Leo, you were quick on finding that.
I try.
He just posted
wow,
it up in the
that's-
website.
that's great.
ChristianNesmith.com.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. That's like on what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's almost on all the platforms here. Great. So, last questions, boys.
Are you? Do you have any plans on doing some touring? Not the con circuit, but actually live performances. Even if it's local. You know what I mean? You're going to break out in like local venues and start getting out and doing that kind of stuff.
Or country fairs. Country fairs are.
But you got
are going
country
on right now,
fairs.
Well, I would absolutely love to do that. Once again, I'm just doing this literally out of my basement, so I don't know a lot about contacting people and trying to get those things set up. But I mean, I'd love to do it.
You know, because you're doing it right. You know, Ben and I will tell you that you must get your face out there and get into the public's eye as much as possible. Okay, so, you know, like Leo brought up the fairs. I mean, we're coming into the fall season, and there's fairs galore everywhere. Find some local ones. Just reach out. I would love to be able to come out and, you know, perform for an hour if you can squeeze me in.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Again, that's the thing of don't ever be afraid to ask. Just reach out and ask. Worst they'll say is no.
Absolutely.
And then you respond back where you don't know what you're missing if they say no.
Plus the foot traffic at farmers markets. Yeah. Plus the foot traffic is crazy.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's more for Barry because I believe Barry is the agent.
Yes.
You got to reach out to Barry.
A lot of these places, like the farmers markets and stuff like that, most of the time you can reach out to be like, yeah, sure, come on down. You can just sit there in the farmers market and play guitar and, you know, hand out business cards and get people to know you.
I have business cards now. I'm very excited about that. I'd love to hand them out.
You know what I mean? So, you know, you just get your face out there, and a little here, one person tells two people, and you know how that goes.
Yeah, that would
and then
be
before
cool.
you know it, they're asking you, they're reaching out to you. Would you come out and perform?
Yeah, I would love that, absolutely.
You know, so fantastic. I'm hoping to see you out there.
Yeah, me too, right? Thank you guys so much.
I know Leo's got his final question.
Yeah. So, you know, other than music, what do you dork out about? Like, do you play games? Are you a history buff? What do you do?
Oh my God, no. So much of my life is art. I mean, I love the whole ventriloquist thing. I think I made that clear. And I love art. I love drawing. I just think it's the coolest thing. Painting, all of that. Yeah, that's a huge part of me. And writing, poetry. Poetry is huge.
Nice.
I will say this. Jeff and I are both Golden Poet Award winners.
Really?
Yep.
Yep. I've been writing all my life.
That's awesome.
As have I. Yep.
I'm actually assembling my book now.
Really? Is this a thing? Why didn't I know anything about this? I should have researched you guys. I kind of figured, you know, I was the one who had to be researched, but maybe I should have looked more into you.
Well, you'll have to do that when you have us on your podcast.
You're welcome.
There you go. There you go. But yes, Jeff and I both have won Golden Poet Awards.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. So I love reading other people's stuff. So if you ever want to fire something over, I'd love to read it.
Sure, why not? I've never shown anybody any of the stuff I've ever written, but sure, why not?
I mean, well, that's, you know, you've got to do that. I mean, I was the same way, and I believe Jeff was the same way for a long time. You kind of, because a lot of poets they kind of keep that, because a lot of poetry is like inner feelings and different things like that, and then you let somebody read it and they go, wow, that's really good. Or
right. It's like, you know, it's like my poetry books, I consider them a diary in rhyme.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
There's hundreds and hundreds of them.
Yeah.
You know, but it's somebody I read somewhere, I can't remember who said it, but the best poetry comes from deep, dedicated love or massive depression.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's where the best poetry comes from.
Right.
Believe it or not, because it's the deepest feelings you can have.
Right.
So, and on that note, stay with the love and happy side of things.
Right. Absolutely.
Right?
I'll do my best.
So I just want to say, hang tight. till Leo says that the stream has closed. That way that the recording side of this doesn't fail on us.
After the outro.
Right.
Don't wait.
Yep.
Wait until after the outro and we all come back.
No problem. I'll hang out.
Leo.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. Definitely check out the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us, for our fine guests. I got another show coming up at 9 p.m. Midweek Geeks is going to be tonight, so going to be talking about a lot of dorky stuff. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And for me, I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. Head on over to thedorkening.com. You can learn more there. I do a bunch of shows during the week. Also, check out our Splash Pages comic book club as well. That's a lot of fun. And Sandy, where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
Well, they can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook under Sandy Netburn. But I think the best place to reach out is Facebook.
Awesome. Sounds good. Jeffrey.
That's great. I already sent you a friend request, so you better accept it.
Oh, I will. I'll do it right now.
I want to thank you, Sandy, for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. It's a pleasure to see such talent at such a young age, loving all the shit that I grew up with. Oh, I can drop that. Sorry. I know we're trying to be PG. But, as far as us goes, just go to stilltoken.com, Token with the Dead on Facebook. You don't want to look me up personally because I probably won't respond, but maybe I will. Sometimes I do. You never know.
Benjamin.
I mean, that was probably the cleanest outro Jeff has ever done. Ever. I'm like, I don't even know how to follow that up at all.
What we can do is we can just clip it from the recording and just play that at the end.
Hey, now it's not beat on Jeff Day.
No, like Jeff said, you can go to stilltoking.com to find out everything you want to know about us, from the comic books to the novel that just came out to the TV series to the animation to where we're going to be. I mean,
why do you have two sphincters on each side of you?
Oh, actually, if you look really close, that's the back of my head from the animation, and that's the back of your head from the animation. In case you didn't notice.
Okay.
See, there's the skeleton telling people where they can go.
Okay. Yeah, they were just a little close.
Well, yeah, because it's. I used to like you. I'm just gonna say I used to like you. I want to thank Sandy for coming out and hanging out with us and chatting. I mean, so much energy. I just can't even believe it. And amazing musician, amazing ventriloquist. And
oh my goodness.
head over, check out her pages. Don't be shy. Like I said, head over, check out her pages. She does a broadcast show, folks, similar to this. She's got some really cool guests. But to our veterans and first responders, I want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week. We're out of here.
Bye.
Peace.